Welcome back to The Takeout. The Senate today failed for the 10th time to advance a Republican-drafted bill to end the government shutdown. Another measure that failed today in the Senate, a long-term Pentagon funding bill. Caitlin Huey-Burns joins me now from Capitol Hill. Caitlin, let's set aside for just a second the stall and talk to us about people you have met feeling a noticeable financial burden because of this government shutdown.
Yeah, well, Major, right now on Capitol Hill, there is such a lack of urgency around this shutdown. I mean, it's really remarkable. The Senate left around 2 o'clock this afternoon. They're not going to be back until Monday. The hallways, you can hear my echo, it is empty here. So there's not a sense of urgency on Capitol Hill. Meanwhile, we've been talking to federal workers who have been laid off who say this is very urgent. And we spoke specifically yesterday with a fired scientist from the CDC. She had worked there for the past decade, working on chronic diseases, studying things like diabetes and heart disease. And she said she was fired over the weekend. There's a lot of limbo that these people are now facing, given that court order. So there's some uncertainty there. But she told us that public health, Major, is at stake with some of these firings. Take a listen to our conversation.
They went in and fired entire programs, even statutorily mandated by law programs. They cut entirely.
So everything you were working on just comes to a complete stop?
Yes.
For everyday Americans, is their health, their public health at risk?
Absolutely. It's going to mean more deaths, more preventable deaths. People will absolutely die from the impact of this administration.
She also said, there's a measles outbreak in South Carolina right now. These firings, 600 people let go from the CDC, could have an impact on the response to those diseases. And so what we're seeing is this shrinking of the federal government, and Congress is essentially standing by through it all. Democrats argue that the administration would have taken these steps anyway. Republicans say the administration has no choice but to implement these firings given the state of the shutdown. And Major, there really appears to be no end in sight here. Remember, the two leaders aren't even talking to each other. They're talking past each other. There have been some incremental changes here and there, but we haven't seen any real movement towards a solution here. Meanwhile, people are starting to feel the pinch. And remember, later this month, federal workers will miss, if it goes that long, a full paycheck. And it's notable that lawmakers who serve in this Capitol are still getting paid, but the police officers who protect this building just got half their paycheck this week, and who knows if they are going to be paid in the future. So now we're starting to feel this feeling among federal workers, law enforcement, and the like, whether that pressure builds for these lawmakers to come to some kind of agreement. It doesn't seem to be hitting them just yet.
Caitlin Huey-Burns on Capitol Hill, thank you. And just a quick note, that federal worker you spoke to in silhouette because she was worried, very worried about revealing her own identity, fearing possible reprisals. Caitlin Huey-Burns, thanks so much.